Hey guys, it's Shalina with Shalina Speaks, and right now I want to speak about this situation that's regarding this nurse. This nurse right here is being accused of some pretty heinous things as it pertains to children, specifically African American children. It's been going around that this nurse has been breaking bones of newborn babies in the NICU. So let's just go ahead and get into this article, guys. So, a former nurse employed at the Henrico Doctors Hospital in Richmond, Virginia, was charged Friday, January the 3rd, with malice wounding and felony child abuse for alleging intentionally injuring at least one infant at the hospital's neonatal intensive care unit. However, the Black African American family had reported abuse a year prior. The Washington Post, which first reported the story, spoke with Dominique Hackey, whose twin boys, Noah and Micah, were prematurely born at 28 weeks old, roughly weighing about 3 pounds in September of 2023, and required to stay at the NICU. Over the course of their recovery, Hackey said, while one was expected to recover, the other one sustained, while the other one recovered, the other one sustained a broken leg. The mother said, I was confused. Well, the father said, I was confused and heartbroken, said the father to CNN in an interview about the incident. Hackey told the Washington Post, before my son knew joy, he experienced pain. So as you can see, guys, this is pretty heavy, and it's absolutely absurd that this would happen. Like, where is the checks and balances when it comes to things like this? Like, how can this even happen? Like, this is really ridiculous. Like, let's just go ahead and get into a different perspective.
Nurse that was breaking the bones of black babies. This Virginia nurse was arrested last week for breaking the bones of black NICU babies. She worked at Henrico Doctors Hospital in Virginia. In summer 2023, a NICU baby was found to have a broken leg. But the mother of the child happened to be a NICU nurse herself, so she reported the incident to social services. After a year of investigation, social services concluded that the child's broken leg had been done by staff member. The hospital placed Erin on paid leave for an entire year. This after 3 babies were found to have been with broken bones under her care. She returned to work in fall 2024, and during her absence, no children had any broken bones. But upon her return, an additional 3 children were found to have broken bones under her care. So in December 2024, the hospital decided to close the NICU unit to conduct a thorough investigation. And just last week, Erin Strappin was arrested. My question is, if the hospital knew that something was going on with this nurse, she was targeting black babies and breaking their bones, why did they place her on paid leave? Why did they allow her back in the hospital? This hospital needs to be held accountable as well. And as far as
And
this
I agree.
monster, she needs to be charged with a hate crime because the majority of the children she targeted were black babies.
Systemic racism wasn't a thing. Just in case you thought systemic racism wasn't a thing, let's take a look at this story of a Caucasian nurse who's been breaking the bones of NICU infants. Yes, you heard that right, NICU infants. While they're in the NICU, trying to hold on for dear life, grow, put on some weight, bond with their caregivers, and make it successfully out of there so that they can go on to live their lives. She's trying to end their lives before they even started. And to think that she was granted paid administrative leave just goes to show you how systemic this racism is. If this is not a sign for us to rally up, get our money up, either leave or be our own bosses, and ensure that we're not entrusting the care of our precious little children to people who could potentially want to harm them, I don't know what is. I am livid. I'm sad. I'm heartbroken for the families of those babies. And I hope they get the justice they deserve by her being, yeah. That's all I have to say about that.
So there you have it, guys. Like, that's just ridiculous. I couldn't even imagine. I just couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine, being a mother and then my child going through that. But again, I agree with the young lady. Where was the checks and balances? Why wasn't there mental evaluations done on these these NICU nurses, these neonatal intensive care unit nurses? This is a very stressful job, and people react to stress in different ways. And I feel like not only there should have been a mental evaluation, but there should have been some type of just general, like, moral evaluation that happens to see whether or not this person will potentially harm one of these children. Just like you would do in a daycare center or a school, there are some screenings that has to happen. And I feel like, okay, the credentials are there for her to be a nurse, but is the compassion there? Is the empathy there? Is the sensitivity there? Like, is all of that stuff there? And that was not there. This person, from what I can see and have read and heard, this person has a horrible heart, and I feel like they should be charged with a hate crime. This should get maximum charges for what they've done to these poor babies. It makes absolutely no sense, and I feel like the hospital should be held accountable. And maybe if the nurse wasn't on paid leave, I wouldn't feel like the hospital should be held accountable. But because the nurse is on paid leave, I feel like they should be held freaking accountable. So that's just how I'm feeling about it. Let me know how you guys are feeling about it down in the comments below. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and if you really mess with it, go ahead and share it with a friend. Take care of yourself. Until next time, peace.